My wife, 33F, won't talk to me, 35M, after I've had her hospitalized for postpartum. I, 35M, have been married to my wife, 33F, for 11 years. We've been together since high school. She really is my other half. We have an 8-year-old daughter together, and a 7-week-old son. When our son was born, everything seemed to change. She was depressive, wouldn't eat, refused to breastfeed, which I was fine with. But it was unusual. That was our plan all along. And we did it with our daughter. She began having severe mood swings. The baby would cry and she would get furious, punch walls, scream, cry. I was very confused. I tried communicating with her and researching her behaviors, which made her angrier. Every time the baby cried, she'd freak out. She wouldn't hold it. She hated holding our son. One night it all changed. She was rocking our baby trying to calm him, then looked at me and said, if I didn't take her out of this house she was going to hurt the baby or herself. I instantly called my mother to take the children for a few nights. But there wasn't a change. She told me there was a man talking to her and she couldn't find him, telling her to hurt herself. I told her we'd go for a car ride to calm her down, and then took her to the hospital and had her put on an involuntary hold. While she was there, she admitted herself for longer. She was there for almost a month in total. When they released her, they prescribed her medication and therapy. Her mother and I picked her up from the hospital, and my wife told me she understands why I did it. She's grateful why I did it, but hates me for putting her somewhere against her will. Then she told me she will be staying with her mom for the time being. It's been a week. I used up some of my PTO days, and my mother's helping me with the kids. I just want my wife to come home. She won't answer my calls or text. My mother-in-law says she just needs space while adjusting to these meds. It's breaking my heart and I am trying to give her space. But it's so hard being without her and thinking that she possibly hates me. I know I did the right thing, but deep down I feel so guilty and worry I ruined our marriage. I'd do anything to protect my children, but I couldn't imagine my life without my wife. Advice on how to get through this? No advice besides give her time. You didn't have a choice with how she was talking. Considering the other possibilities, it's better to have a mad wife. PPD is often downplayed with sad results. You did the right thing. Take a deep breath. It sucks, but hold on to the fact that even she realizes you did what you had to. She's probably likely still feeling a ton of guilt over what happened and she might be blaming you. To escape that, first off, work with her mom to make sure she's still on her meds and in therapy. But otherwise limit your contact to her open-ended with as little pressure as possible. I miss you. Hope you had a good day. The kids wanted to say hi, so here's the video. Basically keep in contact with her, but keep the contact to where she doesn't have to respond and limit it to once or twice a day until she starts responding. Second, find a therapist for yourself. This is heavy stuff to deal with. You need help too. Third, lean on friends and family. Get them to help with the kids, cooking, cleaning, whatever they're willing to do. A lot don't know what to do, but will be happy if you tell them something. Can you take older kid to ballet? Diners on Thursday are always impossible for me. Can you take the kids on Saturday so my mom and I can have a break? Etc. Fourth, start looking for a marriage counselor. Your wife needs to get fully stable and back in the groove, but have options ready to go. Maybe even talk with her mom and float the idea of you being open to going to therapy together before she gets back home. Hashing things out while you're not back in the thick of it might be helpful. Fifth, realize this is going to take time. Mental health isn't fixed easily. There's no snapping your fingers. It took 9 months of her hormones going crazy to culminate in what happened. It's going to take a while for her body to sort out a new normal. 6th, consider journaling, taking photos and videos, etc. of what's going on with the kids. Don't throw it on her as soon as she's back, but in the future she might want to know about what she missed, so keeping a record of it might be nice. It's often suggested to send stuff to an email so the recipient can read it later when they're ready, usually for kids about themselves when they're older. But it could work for your wife. So my husband went through some pretty serious mental health issues a couple years ago. He attended counseling and started meds and is doing much better now. Thing is, I never took care of myself during that time, and it's honestly still negatively impacting me. I wish I had seen a therapist on my own so I could talk to a professional about what my role in his recovery should look like. I took on all the stress of running the home while walking on eggshells around him. I'm not sure that was the best course of action for him, and I know it wasn't best for me. Caregiver burnout is real. Maybe you could talk to someone yourself and avoid drowning like I did. You did the right thing, Op. Give yourself and your wife grace and space. You absolutely did the right thing getting her hospitalized. With the man talking to her and she couldn't find him, it sounds like the postpartum depression was on its way to postpartum psychosis. Please give her time to recover herself while keeping yourself and your kids safe. I know she was hospitalized for a month and has had another week since coming home. But it can take more time to get to a better space mentally. Your wife admitted that she was a danger to herself and your son. You absolutely did the right thing. From my own experience and from what my psych told me, the meds take 2 weeks to kick in. I'm sure with a little time, she will come around. I know that probably isn't what you want to hear, but you are a good dad and father. I've experienced major depressive disorder, but if I ever go through PPD, I know my hubs would act just as you did, and I would be grateful. Sending hugs to you. You did the right thing. Full stop. That said, as someone who's been on those 72-hour holds, it's scary and a lot to process. Time means time. It doesn't mean it's over, and it doesn't mean forever. It's what's best right now, and I think she's right to stay at her mom's until she gets those meds. Right, because it's a long process. What can you do? Get your own therapist. NAMI also has a friends and family course my family found really helpful. This is a lot, and it's okay to need help navigating it. Get a professional to help support you in this moment. You don't have to carry all this by yourself. Day by day, moment by moment, she's putting on her oxygen mask first. Good for her. You do the same. Thank your mother. Hug your kids. Get your own therapeutic support system. You will get through this. I think the best you can do in this time is to express your feelings of sorrow towards what the situation has done to her emotionally. It's sounding pretty evident that you did what you thought was truly best for her, and if she can come to terms with that, perhaps things will be able to get better. You said that her mom was also understanding of why you did it. So maybe a face-to-face conversation involving both your wife and her mom may be helpful in getting her to see what's what. Was this postpartum psychosis more than PPD? I think you definitely did the right thing. Psychosis is harder to get back to equilibrium with than depression. It might just need extra time and care. There is also usually a paranoid element to psychosis that is harder to get over that isn't there so much in PPD. Just because it's hard now doesn't mean it will be this way forever. The right meds and the right treatment can make absolutely massive differences. Try to take it a step at a time. I agree. I did the same thing as you did based on the same circumstances. Think how you'd feel if she did hurt herself because you didn't take her to the hospital. How would your children feel when they learned their mom took her own life? You made a tough choice. Yes. She's mad at you and hopefully will forgive you. Worst case, she doesn't, but your children still have their mother. You did what you thought best for her, because something's not right, and it was the only way for her to get the help she needed. Even though she wants her space, you can write her love letters to give her when she's finally willing to talk. You did the right thing. She is having a hard time after the situation, but I'm sure once she is feeling better she will thank you so much. There's just a lot to still process, and medications can take 24 weeks to really build in your system and start working. If it's the right medication, I bet things will get better soon. Nothing to do but give her space. She does not hate you. She is having complicated feelings with the whole situation. I can't imagine how painful this is for you. But something horrible might have happened if you didn't do this. You could have been left without your wife or child in this world. Definitely a silver lining here. And I bet things will be okay soon. Side note, if 2 more weeks pass and she isn't seeing any improvements from the medication, she is not on the right stuff. Even if this ruined your marriage, you may have saved your son's life. Your wife was experiencing auditory hallucinations telling her to hurt herself. It was only a matter of time before something horrible happened. You did the right thing. I think that what she's feeling is guilt. She's avoiding you because she feels shame from her words and behaviors while she was sick. She knows that she desperately needed help, but an actual hospitalization and diagnosis is scary. She also doesn't want to be seen as weak, a bad mother, and now someone who will be living under a microscope for the foreseeable future. Just give her some time to adjust. You did the right thing. She would have gotten much worse had Typa not done that. That being said, doing the right thing doesn't always come with a rewarding outcome. I hope the best for you too. This is such a difficult situation for you all. You did an incredibly brave thing for your wife. While this is all very hard, you need to concentrate on yourself and kids. Ask for and accept all the help you can. Okay? It would be really beneficial for you to seek your own mental health support as well. It's understandable that you miss and fear for your wife, but she really does need some time to get herself steady and feel safe to be around your baby. Medications take time and she'll likely need mental health support and lifestyle changes as well. I know it's hard, but please try to be patient and take extra care of yourself. You are carrying a large burden and support too. Good job. For real. And you may have saved your kids' lives. I hate being blunt, but more people need to be aware of postpartum depression and the dangers. When you have a clear mind, read about Andrea Yates and what her husband did not do. Give her time to heal enough to a baseline. She'll come around when she's aware. This is severe and she needs that energy to get better for y'all. But you saved her and the family. Wish you well. Even if your marriage winds up a casualty in this, which I truly hope is not the case, you still faced the costs and fears and did what is right. That is the definition of hero. At some point you both should address this together in therapy once she's in a more stable place. You did the right thing. I'm glad you both have family nearby who are willing to help. Give her some time. Some psych meds can take 6 weeks to really go into effect. I think you might need some therapy for yourself. You absolutely did the right thing. And deep down I'm sure your wife knows that. But it sounds like you've also gone through a fairly traumatic time on top of having a new baby. So has your wife. You need a professional to help you. So you can help support your wife too. They'll help you figure out why you feel so guilty, and help you come to terms with the fact you did the right thing despite your feelings. Good luck. You'll be okay. Your wife will be okay. Your children will be okay. You did the right thing. Keep telling yourself that. Your children are alive and safe. Your wife is alive and safe. You are alive and safe. You did the right thing. Please find a therapist ASAP. You did the right thing. Deep down, she knows you did the right thing too. Give her space. She might be embarrassed. She might not be out of her psychosis episode completely. She may need to reframe her mindset and get used to things again. She may be scared being around your guy's son will trigger her again. Maybe she just needs her mom for comfort. She just went through something extremely traumatic. Give her time.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.